Alright, welcome back to another video on my channel, math_exe. And today we're going to solve this kind of like tricky looking equation, but if you think about it, you can like simplify this. You can expand this thing right here, this x plus 2, and then this right here, and then you can like simplify it to get a simple quadratic equation, and then you can solve for x using that. Alright, let's get into it. So first of all, I'm going to keep the 3 here, and then I'm going to expand this. Okay, so we need to mark in this case our a is the x, our b is the positive 2. So yeah, now we're going to write the formula here. So in a squared we have x squared right here, and then we have 2 times a, the a is the x, so we have 2 times x times b, which is 2, and then this can be simplified as 4x, and then b squared, which is 2 squared, which is just 4. So I'm going to rewrite this right here. Okay, so next I'm going to expand this thing right here. I'm boxing it in green. I'm also going to include the negative sign right here. Okay, so let's expand it, and don't forget to bring the negative sign when distributing stuff. So yeah, so we have negative 2, and then we're multiplying by x, which will become negative 2x, and then negative 2 times negative 1, which is just positive 2. This is all equal to 9. Okay, next we're going to expand this 3 into this things right here. So I have 3 times x squared, which is 3x squared, plus 3 times 4x, which is just 12x, plus 3 times 4, which is just 12, right there. Then we can rewrite all the things right here, and this is all equal to 9, right there. Okay, so we can kind of simplify this. Notice we can add this 12x right here with the negative 2x right here, and also with the positive 12 and the positive 2 right here. And next I'm going to subtract 9 from both sides, and this is because we want to have our desired form of a standard quadratic equation. Okay, so this negative 9 and 9 will leave us with a 0. A 0 right here, and we'll have 3x plus 10x plus 5 right here, which is equal to 0. Okay, so we're ready to either complete the square or use the quadratic formula. So I'm going to show the first method right here, which is completing the square. So first of all, let's just try to factor a 3 out of this equation. Let's divide 3 by both sides, so this, well, the 0 doesn't matter, doesn't really change, so we'll just leave left with this. This is equal to 0. Okay, so first we're going to write our setup for our completing the square thing into a perfect square. Alright, so first we're going to set these two terms equal to each other. So from these terms we get, after we square both sides, we get x equals plus or minus a but we don't really need the minus version for this, just to simplify things out. And you can just like test it and it doesn't really matter at all. So yeah, so we're going to rewrite this right here, and from this we can get that 10 over 3x is equal to 2, where we can just replace a by x right there. Okay, so we're going to divide both sides by 2x. So we're going to have this will cancel, this whole thing will cancel, and we can divide the 2 with the numerator, leaving us with 5 on the numerator, and we're left with b equals 5 over 3. And it also tells us that b squared, I'll just move the board down a bit, so b squared is equal to will be 25 over 9. So notice I just squared both the numerator and the denominator right there. Alright, first I'm going to rewrite the equation. So we have x squared plus, we're going to have 10 over 3x. Now I'm going to multiply this fraction right here, both by 3. So we're going to multiply the numerator and the denominator by 3. So that will leave us with 15 over 9. And you'll see why this will help us with this later. So first we need to find a number that when added to this number right here will give us our b squared right here. And that number is positive 10 over 9 right there. So don't forget to add this on both sides. So yeah, that's why I changed the fraction a bit. Otherwise it would be very messy if I didn't do that before. So we're going to rewrite this equation. 25 is equal to positive 10 over 9. Okay, and we can just factor this into this expression right here, knowing that our a is the x and our b is the positive 5 over 3, just like what we got here. So we can rewrite this as x plus 5 over 3 and this is equal to 10 over 9. And you can just square both sides, and don't forget the plus or minus right there. And first I'm going to rewrite this square of, and this is equal to x plus 5 over 3. Alright, and next we're going to divide this into both cases. I'll just write this in red. I'll just put 2 arrows right here. So for the first case, for our first x value, we're going to take the positive version of our equation right here. And for the second value, the second x value, we'll take the negative version right here. You'll see. There we go. And you can just simplify this by subtracting 5 over 3 on both sides. We can get that x is equal to square root of 10 minus 5 over 3, and I just combine the fractions right here, and I'll just call this x1 for our first value. Okay, so for our x2 value, we're going to have, after doing all that stuff, we get negative 10 minus 5 over 3, and that's our two x values right there. And we're done with the first method. The second method is a little bit easier, actually way more easier, because we're going to use the quadratic formula. Our a value, which is the coefficient of x squared, which is just 3 and positive 3. Our b value is this coefficient of x, which is just positive 10, or this is the constant term, which is positive 5. Alright, now we're ready to write down our question. So plugging in our a, b, and c values, we get negative b, which is negative 10 plus or minus 10 squared minus 4 times 3 times 5. This is all over 2 multiplied by 3. Okay, so we can simplify this right there. I'm just going to write down on the whole simplification. So 10 squared is 100, and this whole thing becomes 60 if you count that. This is all over 6, and simplifying this a bit, we get this expression right here. Okay, now for next step, we can just simplify this square root of 40 by rewriting it as follows. And write square root of 40, this is equal to, we can rewrite this 4 times 10, and notice it doesn't really change anything. And next, we're going to take the square root separately. So we're going to have square root of 4 times the square root of 10, and this is just equal to square root of 4 is just 2 multiplied by square root of 10. And there we go. Now I'm going to rewrite this on here. So back to our green marker, we're going to have negative 10 plus or minus 2 multiplied by 10, which is equal to 6. And let's just try to factor out a 2 from the numerator. So we have 2, and what's left right here, we'll have negative 5 plus or minus what's left right here, we have square root of 10. This is all over 6. And notice, and this will leave us with a 3 in the denominator. So we're left with our final answers. That's like answers because I'm going to divide this into two cases. Our x1 value will have negative 5 plus square root of 10 over 3, and we have our x2 value, which is negative 5 minus square root of 10 over 3, and which is exactly what we got from our first method. If you can kind of just rearrange the terms, you just get the same answers. Let's see right here, there we go. And these are the two solutions, and I would say two real solutions to our equation right here. So hopefully guys enjoy this video. If you like this video, like this video and subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you again.